So why is it important to secure your website? 8% of hacked WordPress websites are down to weak passwords. So it's people using their business name as a password, their personal name as a password, or some simple word that's quite common, and then maybe they'll just add a couple of numbers at the end. So when hackers are trying to break into the website, one of the methods to use is a special computer program tries different words and combinations of words in order to break into your website. And because it's a computer program, it can do it really, really quickly. So it can try to log into your website several times per minute. So eventually, if you have a weak password, then this computer program will find a way of breaking into your site and logging in. And once they're logged in, then they can do anything they want with your site. 41% of attacks are caused by security issues within your hosting platform. So some of it can be related to your actual hosting plan, especially if you use a cheaper hosting that's not as secure or specific for WordPress needs. But some of it is stuff that you can yourself do as a business owner. So to ensure that your FTP password for your hosting platform is secure, that your database password is secure, that files on your server that don't need to be regularly edited are not editable. And I'll show you other things that you can do with your hosting platform, even though it might not be the most expensive and super, super reliable. 51% of attacks were made through a WordPress plugin or theme. So this happens when you use an out-of-date WordPress version or out-of-date plugin or theme. Because what happens is, obviously, when coders create new themes or plugins, they do their best to make them secure and reliable, but obviously we're all humans, so sometimes we make errors. And then when this happens, then hackers can spot this vulnerability in the code and then use this vulnerability to actually break into your website and inject some nasty code inside it. So what you can do again is make sure that your plugins and themes are up to date, your WordPress version is up to date, because each new release they try to fix as many of those problems and vulnerabilities as possible. According to this website, WP Wide Security, more than 70% of WordPress installations are vulnerable to hacker attacks. And this is what I can tell you as well from my experience of working with over 100 websites. In the past couple of years, when clients come to us and we look at their sites, in most cases, they're not hacker-proof, they're not secure at all. They'll still have, for example, their username is just admin or administrator. So very simple thing like this that can be easily fixed that haven't been done. So kind of unfortunately, even if you used a WordPress developer or designer to build a site for you rather than DIY, it's not necessarily the case that they've implemented all those security issues on your behalf. Some of them just don't do it anyway. Some of them offer this additional service, which you might not have had as part of your original package. So it's important to keep an eye on it and check, even if you've got someone who's done your site for you and even someone who's supposed to be maintaining it. In 2012, at least 170,000 websites have been hacked, and every year this figure is growing. And I'm sure if you're part of different business communities, you've heard these horror stories of how sites got hacked and how much hassle and pain and time it took to restore them. And often you lose some of your data, especially if you haven't got an up-to-date backup of the site. So you manage to restore it with something that was backed up maybe a few months ago. And then everything you've done in between, and if you blog regularly, then you would have done a lot to your site in between, can get completely lost. Solution to all of this is be proactive rather than reactive. As I was talking about this webinar in different Facebook groups, I've had messages from people saying that, yeah, they understand it's important, but they haven't got time to learn it, and they'll kind of basically learn it when this happens. When they get hacked, then they work out how to be secure for the future. But as I said, restoring your site from getting hacked will take you hours and hours of time, effort, heartache, headache, communicating with your server, communicating with your hosting company, and it's just not worth it. So don't assume your website is secure because you haven't been hacked in the past. It can happen at any moment in time. So the security recipe to keep your site secure is actually simple. You need to back up your site regularly to have a copy, and you need to have this copy not on your hosting where your site is, because obviously if your hosting gets broken down or it gets hacked, then this copy can get corrupted as well. So this copy needs to be kept off-site. You need to update your WordPress, your theme, and plugins. Protect yourself from spam, because another way of hacking the site is trying to inject some malicious code through comments on your blog post or through submitting a contact form on your website. And then install a complete security solution, which I'll talk to you in a minute. So to back up your site, our recommended plugin is BackupBuddy. And then you use Amazon S3 for actually storing your backups. Or if you have premium hosting like WP Engine, then they do regular backups on your behalf. They have daily backup that runs in the background, and also when you do some changes to your site, you can also do an additional backup yourself. So I'm going to show you quickly how BackupBuddy looks and how you set it up. So that's my site. I've got BackupBuddy installed here. So when I want to back up my site, I just go to BackupBuddy. And then here you can select if you want to back up just the database with changes, or if you want to do a complete backup of your database, of all WordPress files, of all the files you've uploaded to your site, like images that are linked to blog posts and pages, any downloads that you have on your site for your clients. So all of this can be backed up all together. And then once backup has been completed, then you can see here I've got zip files. So each of those zip files I can download, for example, to my computer. I can use it to back up and restore the file. And also I can send it to a remote location. So if I click send, it will show you different remote locations that it can work with. So Stash is basically like Amazon S3, but it's provided by the company that creates BackupBuddy plugin. Amazon S3 is what we recommend to use. It's very inexpensive. So I use Amazon S3 for my sites, of which I have 4, and they all back up to Amazon S3. Plus, for clients that we do maintenance for, I back them up into my Amazon S3 account, and on a monthly basis, I pay about £2.5, which is like $4 a month. So it's a very cost-efficient way to do it. With Dropbox, there is a limit of how much you can upload, 150 megabytes. With Dropbox V2, it seems to be better reliability and memory handling. But with Dropbox, obviously, if you start putting lots of backups in it, you're going to run out of memory, and then you'll have to upgrade your account with them, and per month it will be more expensive than having Amazon S3. Email is only for very small backups, so we don't recommend using it at all. FTP you can use if you have an additional hosting account somewhere else, so you can back up sites on one account and then store backups on a different hosting provider. A local directory obviously is just part of your hosting account, and like I said, it's not very good to do this. And then if you want to use Amazon S3, you just click add new, and then here you need to get your account security keys. So it tells you how to get them. You put your bucket name. If you have directory within the bucket, then you can put directory here, set up settings. You can test connection before you save it to ensure it's actually working, and BackupBuddy can connect to Amazon, and then you add destination. The good thing about BackupBuddy is you can also set up schedules. So you don't have to remember to actually go in and back up your site, but you can set up, as I've got a monthly backup running, so every month BackupBuddy will automatically back up my site and then send it to Amazon S3. You can set up different schedules. You can have daily database backup, you can have weekly full backup, you can have daily full backup. So it's entirely up to you based on how much you use your site and how many changes happen on a daily and weekly basis. So again, if you want to create a schedule, you just type the name, select what you want to backup, database or everything, how often you want to backup. There are different options here. You can set up the time, so you don't have to have it on a every month basis. You can just set up one in advance, and then you can tick this button, and then it will run it on a regular basis for you. Another good option with BackupBuddy is it's got malware scan. Malware means malicious software, so it will scan through your WordPress installation and try to see if there is any code that's been injected there that shouldn't be there, and it will alert you of any problems like this. I think it's trying to scan it, which will take a while. And then another option with BackupBuddy is if your site gets damaged in any way, you can restore it using import buddy script and one of the backups that you recently created. That's why it's important that you have an up-to-date backup, because with this you can restore your site very quickly and easily. And also you can use this tool to migrate your whole website to a different hosting or a different destination. Again, you'll just use import buddy and one of the latest backups. BackupBuddy is a premium plugin. So if you do your maintenance yourself, then you need to go to their website and purchase a license. But from my experience, it's completely worth it to do it.